Hi everyone, Susie here from Minnesota, and I garden in a zone 4B. And today I'm just going to tell you about some of my plants for this garden here. This has all shade plants in it, and I had lost a huge tree over here, actually two. Not lost, I decided to take them down because they were not safe. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do with this bed now because it gets a lot of sun. And most of these are shade plants, and so I'm just kind of seeing what comes back and also what comes back in my other gardens, and then kind of call this my replacement garden right now. And then most of these will get rehomed somewhere, whether it to be family, friends, neighbors. So it's going to be a lot of digging, but I'm kind of debating what I want to do as far as I'll probably leave the ground covers and they can just do what they want to do. And also I'm just going to leave this in here too. This is very invasive, and I was going to try and probably lay black plastic, but I thought, yeah, I'm just going to work with it. I like it. So I'm going to turn this into, it's going to have a lot of roses. It's not just going to be a rose garden. I just find that a little boring. So it's going to have a bunch of other plants in it. I'm going to kind of go for scent plants, something that offers some sort of a scent. I was thinking maybe lilacs, possibly. I have a lot of agastache, maybe peonies. So, and it also just depends what I have room for, because I do have a lot of roses, which I'll show you. And then I also want some movement, so I'm going to be putting a lot of grasses in here, and I've been growing a lot of Nepeta. So, like I said, I'm just kind of seeing what I want to keep, but like I think this heuchera will do pretty good in here. And this is called Spellbound, and I really like that. So it's tiny right now. I'm surprised at what's coming back in this garden with the trees coming down. But then I was thinking about doing just a pathway here that leads to the stump, and I'm using it. I'm just gonna go with it, and it's just, I don't know, I kind of like it. And then I did get a gazebo here. I got this from Amazon. I think it's kind of it's called a birdcage gazebo. And I've got 4 climbing roses I'm going to put on it, which is going to be fun because getting this in, and it's not all the way in, so I have to secure it with rebar, and yeah, that stump is just massive. And then, like I said, a path leading up here, and then maybe pots on the corners. And just kind of keep this. I might do something right in here. So yeah, so that's, and then I do have hydrangeas. They are cuttings of mine from 3 years ago. I might put it in the back as a hedge. And then I know I'm gonna have roses in this clump here, and I've got a lot. And then something big down in here to balance. I've never liked this garden before. I just think there wasn't a lot of dimension to it, so I think I'm really gonna enjoy this. I'm loving this gazebo. And there is and then the other thing I was thinking about making it kind of a bird feeding station. Just get a bunch of bird feeders, put it in there, maybe a bird bath if I can get it leveled out. And I love the wildlife, so I like to encourage it. And then the seed can go all over the place in there, because I figure the snow in the mountain here, bishop's weed, will cover that right up. But yeah, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. And then I know this, it's hard, this metal ball thing up there. There is a hook in there, and I can hang something, so I don't know. I don't think I want to do a hanging pot. I don't know. I think it might be a little bit too heavy. I'm still thinking about stuff. Maybe some wind chimes in there would be really nice. I like wind chimes. And then these are all bare root roses I got from David Austin. So I got these probably a little over a week ago. Some are fleshing up pretty good, and others are not so much. And I had to pot them up because right now, you saw I have all the plants in there, and things are emerging, but I would say in the last week they've really popped. And today it's supposed to be, the weather has been absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so you can see some growth on here. But honestly, when I got these roses, unfortunately, the bag was open and they were dry. None of them were that vibrant green color, so did a lot of soaking. So I'll see what happens. Like I said, some are doing really good, and some I'm hoping will bounce back. So that was I wasn't too happy about that, but I think they'll be fine. But this one is, so my original purchase was Princess Alexander Kent. 3 of those, 3 hide hall, 3 sceptered isle, and 1 Lady of Shalott. And then they did contact me. They ran out of hide hall, which is fine, and then they substituted with 3 Alexandra Kent, and that was fine. So I'm going to create like a really big hedge of that. But what they sent me was 5, because it would be 5 total of Princess Alexandra Kent, because that's what I had ordered. So I just got more of that one, and then 2 Lady of Shalott. So kind of have to figure out my plans there. But like these right here, there's nothing. I think they'll be fine. I'm seeing, if you can see, a little something right there. Those little, I don't know, right there. Yeah. Sorry about the finger. So I can't wait. This one's doing really good. Which one is this? Bet it's Princess Alexandra Kent. Nice. So there's a lot. Can't wait. So that is the plan. I know for Lady Shalott, I need to find something for it to climb on. I'm not sure yet. And then I've been growing a lot of perennials over the winter just to put into that garden. So I'm just kind of debating what I want to use. I do have a lot, so I guess I want to use grasses. So I was thinking about the Korean feathered grass. It is a late one to bloom, so I really like it, and it just has a nice form to it. And then I got these from White Flower Farm, and these are my climbers. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? I got 4 of them, and look at these. Came about the middle of April, so the cold spell hit, and then I had to keep these inside, but I didn't want them in my plant room just because I did that one time with roses and they brought aphids, and I did not want aphids in my plant room. And then I'm trying, okay, this is what it's called. So, but a lot of leaves were falling off. It was looking tough, and then finally I was able to get it outside, and then it just did this, and this is absolutely amazing. And this is Above and Beyond. So it's gonna have kind of peach colored blossoms. I think maybe more kind of a single double petal, nothing too like wow factor with the blooms, but it's supposed to be as vigorous as William Baffin climbing rose, which I have. And you know what, it works in my zone, so I kind of have to go with what I work with. And like I said, it's just, I can't wait to see this. So yeah, and then all the reviews about this rose came from either New York or Minnesota, which is my zone. So, which is what I always look for. Like I said, some of these are ready to be supported, but, ooh, yeah. And then, so this is the Nepeta down here. It's looking a little tough, but I've been giving it haircuts. Like this one, so I think once I can get it into the ground, it'll do a lot better. So, and then I do have butterfly bush here that I've grown from seed. All of this stuff is grown from seed here, and I might do that too. It looks a little wonky, but it's been a tough season for hardening off because I had that warm up, and then that winter was back, and then I'm like, now what do I do? And everything else was using the grow lights. And this is this looks really tough too. It's a fescue. So like I said, I'll probably just pick the better looking ones, and like I said, once I get into the ground, they've been growing in these containers for a long time. And then this is a Dianthus Carthusianorum. It's a taller one, so that's this entire tray, which they're in, like I said, the hardening off probably, but little pots like that. I mean, not many roots at the bottom, so it just kind of tells me about how it grows. So I know it pairs really nice with grasses. It's taken a long time to bloom. That's okay. And like more Nepeta, I do have a yarrow here. This is marshmallow. I'll see what I want to do with that. I've given that some haircuts too. Some of these I just started way too early, so it's always a learning experience with growing or starting seeds. When to start them, wanting them in bloom by the time you plant them. But I did also do some echinacea here. And so I would say it took 3 months to bloom. Wasn't expecting that. So this might go in there too. That's more of the yarrow. This is Rose Campion. I think it's Angel's Blush, so it's a light pink. I have a lot of this, so I would like this to go in. I don't think it's going to bloom this year because I did it last year, a different kind, and that didn't bloom. And these are for something else, not that garden, so it's definitely going to be fun. And then the other thing here is these grasses are Carl Forster featherweed grass, and they're coming out. And I think I might put some in that garden also because I'm going to use this for tomatoes. And then I forget what this is called. I think it's a globe thistle that I grew from seed. I can't wait because I'm sure that's going to bloom this year. It didn't last year. And these grasses are kind of eating it up, but I think that looks pretty good. So yeah, so this is going to be all tomatoes here. And then these are the hydrangeas that I was talking about that I had. These are my cuttings from, I think, 3 years ago, so they look pretty good. I just trimmed them all up, so I think digging them out of here is going to be fun because I want this to go back to a vegetable bed. So yeah, so that's my plans so far. It's always changing every day. And then the path leading up to the gazebo is just going to be mulch. I'm trying to really keep costs down as much as I can. Maybe take plants from elsewhere. I don't have many because I have mainly shade plants. But yeah, just kind of wanted, it's kind of hard to see the gazebo, but that's not such a bad thing. It's like it's a nice structure, but without being too much, at least in my eyes. So I don't know if you can see it on camera there. And I think the stumps are kind of cool. But yeah, I think a fountain in there would be nice, but trying to get that to be level would be a pain. So I'm not, and cost, and that's the other thing. But yeah, so can't wait. Like I said, it's digging holes right there for those climbing roses. Gonna have to get out the saw. So yeah, I can't wait. Those are my plans. So hopefully you enjoyed, and bye for now.